green everywhere, trees everywhere. You can't talk to someone from Gabon about deforestation. They don't know what that means. So Jadel's walking me through the forest, and he tells me what to do if you see a gorilla. Does anyone know what to do if you see a gorilla? Gorilla charging you? Does anyone know? I don't know if I would ever, I never saw a gorilla. They were everywhere, but I didn't see one. I don't know if I'd be able to do it. If a gorilla, male gorilla charges you, and this is the only thing that really works, you have to bow your head. And there's something about that that they'll stop. Heart racing hearing this. If a buffalo charges you, you have to jump out of the way. If an elephant charges you, you run like crazy. They're a little bit nearsighted. If a python gets you, does anyone know what to do if a python gets you? Just make sure you don't fall down, because if you fall down, they get you. Everything was terrifying me. And slowly, while I was there, though, I started to realize I was no longer in this funk, this great depression that I had. And I met a woman, and we ended up having a child. He was born in Kenya. And my wife's Ugandan. Beautiful, beautiful woman. After a year or so, we decided, well, she kind of decided, that we were going to come back to the United States. And I was afraid. I was afraid of that massive, sort of powerful, just, I can't do anything here. This isn't for me. I don't want to go back to work. I graduated electrical engineering, did work for NASA, did research for companies, and I just hated my life. I came back, and after about 6 months, the same thing was happening. I realized I was just completely sad, and I was just completely bored in this country again. And then I saw this little thing. Someone had written something about Bitcoin. And, you know, I'm usually kind of the curious type. I'll read about it. But I saw that someone, it was right after the big crash, right? So in April something, price spiked, dropped down to $100. I was kind of holding at $100. And I was reading about some guy in Boston who had lost some money. And I was curious about him, and then he's like, I just woke up one morning, I got really excited about Bitcoin, I just bought in. That just sounded weird. Something about all that sounded weird. This Bitcoin thing was sticking in my head. Like most people come to Bitcoin with some sort of logic. I came to it with just, I was in a funk, I missed Africa, and here's this weird Bitcoin thing, and some guy bought in. Why does that bother me? Go to bed at night. He just bought in. It bothers me. Why? I toss and turn. Next morning I wake up, like most people, when you start to catch some sort of Bitcoin bug, you start reading all you can. But I wasn't reading about the blockchain, Merkle roots, how to do all this, you know, multi-sigs and all that. I was reading these stories of people who were buying in, and something was confusing me, and it didn't make sense. So I said, well, how did he buy in? Clicked around. He bought in through Coinbase. Clicked on Coinbase. Hello, buy Bitcoin. I'm like, God, I've been away from the United States for a long time. What do you mean you just buy in? So I clicked through, added my bank account, bought 4 Bitcoins, $79.